Welcome to Great Neighborhood Cooks. I'm your host, Rob Kircher. Each week I'm going to be knocking on the doors of amazing cooks who live down the street or around the corner. Who knows, maybe from your own neighborhood. For the most part, they're unsung cooks known mainly to their family and friends. Or they might be cooks from that great little hideaway restaurant that we love to discover. Either way, their relative obscurity is about to change as I bring them into the spotlight. So who will be the next discovered great neighborhood cook? Well, stay tuned to find out. So who will be the next discovered great neighborhood cook? Well, we're here in Port Royal, which is part of Naples, Florida, and we're going to meet a most unusual woman, I think an extraordinary woman.
Yes.
And she and her husband own a couple of wineries, right?
Yes, they own one in Portland, Oregon, and one in France.
Wow.
I know.
Wow.
And they make delicious wine.
Ooh, I can't wait for that.
I know.
And also, I understand that she's going to be doing a very unusual dish for us today, right?
Yes. It's one that she learned how to make in Paris on one of her many, many trips there.
Well, let's not waste any more time. Let's go in and we're going to meet Grace. Come on, let's go. Let's knock on her door.
Little dogs.
As the guard dog.
Hi, guys.
Hello,
Hi,
Grace. How are you?
How are you?
Oh, I love your puppy.
Got the welcoming committee here.
Yes, they are.
They're adorable. Look at you with your little red bows. Hi, sweetie.
That's
Oh,
Pearl.
yes.
So, Grace, we have some very interesting ingredients here. It looks like a cabbage, right? And you've got some onions and lemon and carrots, and that looks like salmon.
It is. We're going to make cabbage stuffed with salmon today.
Wow.
This is a French dish that I had never been served, but I found it in a cookbook by George Blanc. We had been to his restaurant in Onaz in the eastern part of France several times, and we liked the food so much. When I saw a cookbook of his, I decided to buy it, and this recipe was in it. I have never been served it anywhere. I've never seen it on a menu. So it's very simple ingredients, as you can see. And it doesn't require much in the way of cooking technique. It's more an arts and craft project because we are going to take this cabbage all apart and then we're going to reassemble it with the salmon wrapped inside of it.
So you're layering it, basically.
Yes, yes,
Wow.
we are, and then we'll poach it.
And what's the French name of this dish?
It's choux farci à saumon.
It sounds so lovely.
Doesn't it?
Doesn't it?
Sounds very
I'm
romantic.
not going to repeat that.
I'm not going to repeat it. I'm not even going to try to repeat it. Well,
No.
let me ask you a question, Grace. When you bought this cookbook, when was that?
Oh, it was long ago. It was in the 80s. And
Wow.
I have marked in it, the first time I made this recipe was 89. And the last time I made it was quite a while ago too. But we're going to do it today.
We'll have to
It's
write
a
in the
delicious
book
and fun
today's
thing.
date.
Yes, we will. We'll write it in the book.
Well, this is so exciting. What's the first thing we do?
Well, the first thing we do is start working on the cabbage.
Oh, okay.
And I'm just going to slip this salmon back in the refrigerator because it'll be a few minutes before we'll use
Oh,
it,
sure.
and I want to
Okay.
keep it cold.
This is just so unusual.
I know it is. I know.
Well, it's
Salmon
very,
wrapped in cabbage.
it's
Yes.
very simple, very simple
And
thing.
the court bouillon? Do we
Yes,
wanna-
this are ingredients in a court bouillon that I have assembled here so you can see what it is. We have some thyme, a bay leaf, a crushed clove of garlic, some lemon, an onion, and carrots. And this is, we already have going because it needs to cook for 20 minutes.
Right.
For the flavors to get together. Also, there's a bottle of wine, a bottle of white wine in it, and a little bit of water. So this is already being made in the stock pot over there. I'm going to take off some of these outer leaves from the grocery store.
Now, is this an organic cabbage or is this?
This is an organic cabbage, and I have already taken the core out,
core
which
out, okay.
sometimes can be a real battle.
Yeah.
So I decided to do that.
Yeah. Ahead of time.
You won. You won.
I won the battle, yes, and I've taken a little bit out from the inside too. And sometimes it's very easy to get these leaves off, and other times the cabbage, as it grows, is all kind of wound up on itself, and they're a little harder to remove.
They get a little gnarly like that.
We'll
yeah.
see. So it's kind of putsy, but like I said, it doesn't really require any special talent.
Can we help you with that?
I think I'm going to be okay. I think it's a one-person deal.
It's a one-person deal. Okay. All right.
I wish we could all do it. It would take a whole lot
Well,
less
when you mentioned
time,
arts
but-
and crafts, I thought, well, we can all join in.
Well, if you want to have a hand in it, you certainly can.
I like that, arts and crafts.
And it's okay if you tear a little bit. These are then going to be plunged in water, and we re-wrap it. And as you wrap it, those little tears don't show up anymore. So,
Oh, okay.
and hopefully this will get a little
It gets very user-friendly once it's been
easier
blanched.
as we
Blanched,
go.
yeah. And how long do you blanch it for? Like 5 minutes or so?
Yeah, I think it's about that.
Yeah.
Just in boiling salted water.
So success, you got it apart.
We have the cabbage all taken apart. This was kind of a tough customer.
It was.
This time. It was sort of all intertwined, but we're down to little cups. So this is good. We're now going to take this over to the stove where we have a pot of boiling water, and we're going to plunge it into the water and let it simmer for about 4 or 5 minutes.
Looks like we're ready to roll
I
here.
think
Wow,
these
look
are
at that.
softened now, and we'll drain them into a colander.
This
And
is
the
where
same-
we get our facial today.
Yes, for sure. Okay,
And you want to dump it right in this?
and we'll plunge it in ice water,
Yep.
cool them down, make them so that we can handle them. Okay, so we're going to take these now, and we're going to dry them off so that this whole thing doesn't get too wet.
So there's steps to this for sure.
Yes.
Not difficult, but it's just steps.
Yeah, it's time consuming, but it's worth it when you see the end product. And you know, sometimes you just might be in the mood to cook, and you don't mind that it maybe takes you an hour to make something beautiful.
You know what I love, Grace, is the color of the cabbage.
I know, isn't that pretty? It
Yes.
really,
It's really gorgeous.
Yes, it's going to be very pretty when it's
So the
assembled
blanching really
with the
does bring the
salmon.
color up, doesn't
It
it?
does. It certainly does. This is our little heart cabbage.
Now, the star of the show here is the salmon, correct?
Yes, and this is Scottish salmon that I purchased at the grocery store, and I've cut it into thin strips. My husband and I have a winery, Domaine Serene, in the Pacific Northwest in Oregon, and so we eat a lot of salmon. That's salmon country.
It is
well,
salmon
you're
country.
you're famous for your Pinot Noirs, but you also your Chardonnay won the #1 Chardonnay in the U.S. last year. So
Actually, yes.
which Chardonnay was that, Grace?
That was the Evenstad Reserve. We have the 15 here.
Oh,
it was
wonderful.
the 14. And Wine Spectator named it actually the best white wine in the world.
In the
So-
world.
In the
wow.
world.
So that was pretty
That
exciting.
is
I would
exciting.
say so.
People think of Pinot when they think of Oregon, but there is some very nice Chardonnay being made there as
But that's
well.
a special area within the state of Oregon that you have your winery, right?
Yes, in the North Willamette Valley is where the wineries are at.
And for those of you who
And the
say
hills.
Willamette, it's Willamette.
Yes, it is.
Willamette.
It is.
Willamette, damn it.
That's how people remember.
So just a few grinds of each will enhance the taste a bit.
Yeah, that looks absolutely amazing.
It is beautiful. Look how
So when you
beautiful
cut it
fat.
originally into strips, Grace, was the salmon chilled at that point?
Yes, I did. I put it in the freezer for about 45 minutes. So we're just starting this process, and it's really simple. I have to find my little ones here. You just put some salmon on and then wrap around it some of the cabbage.
So you're going to end up with a ball that's probably, what, about 10 inches in diameter?
Well, it will be a little bit bigger than the ball that we started out with because it's got the salmon in
Yeah.
it, but it won't be enormous. This this recipe, well, it kind of depends on how big your cabbage is, but it supposedly serves 4. I have served 6 on this.
Well, it's taking shape. You can see, folks, what the
Yes,
end
it
up like
is
there.
taking shape. I'm going to start going
I love
to
that
some
color.
of these
It
bigger
looks
ones.
so beautiful.
And then we're going to wrap this in cheesecloth to hold it together
Oh, okay, yeah.
as we poach it.
So I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll go to a break, folks, and we'll come back because Grace will
And I'll
continue.
keep forming.
to increase this ball, but
Yes.
we'll be back in a few minutes, and
Okay.
we should have it pretty well completed at that
I
point.
think we will.
Okay.
All right, thank
See you in a
you.
little bit.
Batter up! Experience the science and math behind baseball at our newest exhibit, Big League Fun. Come test the speed of your fastball, steal second base, gear up in your catcher's equipment, then announce the big game. All at the Golisano Children's Museum of Naples. While you're here, explore the Everglades, engineer your own building, and go fishing at the beach. Visit the Children's Museum of Naples today, located in the North Collier Regional Park.
I'm here with Francis J. Cuomo. He's the owner of Roma's Gourmet Market. And Francis, every time I come in here, it's just bustling with activity. I love it.
Thank God. That's why we're here. We're here to feed people.
How many people do you get on a daily basis?
Well, it depends. You know, certain times of the year, like now, we average around 3,000 people a day on a Saturday and Friday. Sundays we close a little early at 6, and we average around 1,500 to 1,800 people a day on a Saturday. So it just keeps growing.
And people
the
love-
restaurant yesterday, about 1,100 people.
Really?
In the restaurant
Wonderful,
alone.
wonderful.
That's not including that.
Well, you
So
know,
we're very
you've got
blessed.
that magic going for here.
Yeah.
You know, you really do. It's the sight, the sound, the aroma, everything that
Yes.
you're so well known for.
I give God the credit. He gave me the energy and the foresight.
So, folks, if you really want to have a gourmet experience, you want to come to Roma's Gourmet Market in Bonita Springs, and it's Little Italy right here in
Southwest Florida,
Southwest Florida.
our own creation.
I've been suffering from hearing loss as long as I can remember. It used to be I couldn't hear people in crowded rooms. Now I can't hear people in any situation anywhere. That's severe. Finally, I decided to do something about it, and I went to Beltone 5-Star Hearing.
I've been in this industry since 1972, and helping Rob was a wonderful thing. I wear the same hearing aids, and I'm excited about how much they help me. You get service, and there's 1,600 facilities in the country, and there's a Beltone nearest you. All you have to do is pick up the phone and call your local Beltone dealer for service. And that's what hearing aids are all about. They need service after you purchase them.
Just come see us. It's free just to have an evaluation.
These hearing aids that I just love them. I absolutely love them. At the Roma's Gourmet Market and Restaurant, they do things differently. They do it the authentic way. For example, why is their incredible bread and pastries the best you've ever tasted? Well, it's because they're made artfully and lovingly every day, using only the freshest ingredients possible. The same care and thoughtfulness goes into their freshly brewed, custom blended coffee. The Roma's Gourmet Market and Restaurant at the Promenade in Bonita Springs is the closest place to Little Italy in Southwest Florida.
While the cabbage is finishing up cooking, we're going to make a butter sauce to go with it. And we have taken 1/4 cup of the court bouillon, which is the cooking liquid, and we've put it in the pan. We're going to add 2 tablespoons of heavy cream to it. And we're going to let that cook just a little bit before we start whisking in butter, which I have cut up.
And that's, what would you say about, how much butter is it?
It is a 1/2 pound of butter.
I know.
Yes, it is. We're talking French cooking here, right?
That just makes it taste great.
So we're going to let this boil down just a little bit and thicken, and then we'll start putting the butter in.
The sauce is so good.
I cut cut the butter in cubes, and I'm just adding it a little bit at a time, letting it melt. I think we're a little too high on the heat here.
Again, it's a little bit of a process to get it just right, but it's definitely worth it.
It all takes a little bit of time, but it's easy.
Coming along beautifully, just a little bit more
Yeah,
to go,
we're
and then we'll
almost
try
there.
it. I'm going to go get a spoon, and we can taste that for seasoning.
Oops, excuse me. Oh, there you are. Okay, we are done with the cooking part.
Yep, looks good.
Now it's making the seasoning right.
Right,
So with all of the butter, all of the fat, we need a little bit of acidity.
yeah. I think it could probably use just a tad of salt, too. But
I agree.
Yeah.
I'm just going to squeeze in a little bit and we'll see what happens. We can always add more. Now we're going to need more spoons.
Absolutely. We'll get a couple.
And I'm going to put in a little bit of salt.
That's the sea salt right there.
Yes.
More than white, that's like that.
So with clean spoons, we'll try again.
I wouldn't add any more lemon to that. I think that's perfect.
Salt?
Maybe a pinch more of salt. And just a tiny bit of vinegar, maybe a quarter of a teaspoon, just
Okay.
to bring the acidity up a little bit.
Good idea. That's why you're.
This is red wine vinegar. I'm afraid, oops, whoops,
Just a
oops.
little.
We'll see if that's enough. I got a little bit in there.
Give it a taste and you can see I got that.
Yes?
Tastes really good.
Okay. Good. We're done with that.
That's it.
Yeah.
Now
And we're ready for
we should
this.
present.
Ah, random belly.
There you go.
Okay, so I'll tell you what.
Is that one going to be
let's go
flipped
to a break
over?
and we'll be back and see how our wonderful cabbage dish is turning out. So, be back in a few minutes.
Moran Edwards Asset Management Group of Wells Fargo Advisors has 25 professionals dedicated to attentive, personalized service. Our team's credentials cover a wide range of advisory disciplines, and we've been helping families and institutions invest to achieve their financial goals for over 30 years. Call 239-254-2200 or visit moranedwards.com for a complimentary consultation. Moran Edwards, passionate, personable, performance-driven.
I'm here in the famous Kitchen by Ambiance showroom in Bonita Springs, Florida, and I want you to meet my friend. This is Jim Gerard, who's the owner of this amazing, amazing design center. I got to tell you something, it's incredible.
Good to see you, Rob. Thanks very much for stopping in.
It's always good to be here, my friend. You know, it always amazes me. Every time I come in here, it's always packed with people who are so anxious to see the latest in kitchen cabinetry design work.
We've been busy, and they've come to the right place. We've got a lot to show them. We've got 6 full-size kitchen displays here to show them. We've got price ranges from beginning level all the way up to full custom cabinetry. A lot of different options.
And that's what I like about what you do, because you really do fulfill folks' dreams, don't you? You bring it to life.
We do, and it all starts with an in-home consultation, and we talk through with them what they like and don't like about their kitchen. And then from there on, it's problem solving. And we lay everything out on the computer, and then we sit down and we go over with them in a lot of detail their design options, and of course with their input, we guide them through the process.
And that's one of your major, I guess, reputations is you listen very closely and very carefully and you patiently create that dream kitchen.
We do, and a lot of that is attributed to a staff. We've got a staff with people that have been in the business a long time. They're long in the tooth, and they're good at what they do, and they've done it before.
They've done it before.
We don't send a rookie out to do a job, and that also goes for our installers. We've got guys that have been with this company for 28 years, and so that kind of experience really shows.
Well, as they say, your reputation speaks for itself. So folks, if you want to have the kitchen of your dreams, and I mean a kitchen of your dreams, I want you to see my friend Jim Gerard. He's the proud owner of this amazing Kitchen by Ambiance Design Center. And I got to tell you something, you can't go wrong.
Thanks again, Rob.
You're welcome. Anytime. At the Roma's Gourmet Market and Restaurant, they do things differently. They do it the authentic way. For example, why is their incredible bread and pastries the best you've ever tasted? Well, it's because they're made artfully and lovingly every day, using only the freshest ingredients possible. The same care and thoughtfulness goes into their freshly brewed, custom blended coffee. The Roma's Gourmet Market and Restaurant at the Promenade in Bonita Springs is the closest place to Little Italy in Southwest Florida. On September 10, 2017, Hurricane Irma unleashed her fury and powerful winds on Southwest Florida, leaving many homeowners in a state of dismay. I was one of them. Days turned into weeks, and that turned into months. Among the maze of promising roof contractors and so-called experts, one company stood out, ACC Mastercraft. And I want you to do me a favor. Folks, contact them. They're on Trade Center Way. They are unbelievable. They do two things that I was blown away by. One, they believe in service, and two, they believe in helping you. Can you imagine that? It's true. Contact them. It's the best thing you can possibly do for yourself. And when you do, I want you to call me and let me know how you make out, because they're unbelievable. Seriously.
So we'll unwrap the cheesecloth. Here we have a ball. Look at how well it holds together now that it's been cut.
Let's flip that over. Or could be a little bit easier to
Oh, look at that.
slice. Looks just like cabbage.
What a beautiful leaf at the bottom, or the top, I should say. Okay.
Would you like to do the honors?
Sure,
Okay.
absolutely. Look at that.
Beautiful. Isn't that pretty?
Gorgeous. Definitely gorgeous.
And what I like to do, you can put butter sauce under it, or you can put butter sauce over it.
And what are we drinking with this, Grace? One of your beautiful wines?
Yes, I think, well, we could have this, this 2015 Evenstad Reserve Chardonnay.
Great.
Okay.
Nice.
Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous.
Wow, look what I found chilled. It's the 2014.
Oh,
The one that won
the
Best
famous
Wine
one.
in the
Oh,
World.
boy. Oh,
this
my
is our
goodness.
lucky day.
Ah, it is our
Wow.
lucky day. I didn't think I had any of
Wow.
that left. There it is.
Grace, you are something. Grace, that is wonderful.
I'm going to get some butter sauce. And
You get extra points for that. Oh my goodness, it smells absolutely amazing.
here we are.
Beautiful. Well, this is indeed a treat, there's no question about it. And to pair this with this award-winning Chardonnay is just beyond belief. Oh, and Grace is bringing over her wonderful Reno, these Reno glasses. Grace, you have to explain that, because those glasses are amazing.
Oh, well, these the Chardonnay glasses say Récolte on them. We make a Chardonnay, our very top-end Chardonnay is called Récolte. So these glasses have that on them. But I can tell you about the Oregon Pinot glass.
That's the glass that I'm referring to.
Which
Yeah, I
is
love
a
it.
Riedel glass. I have a lot of those up here.
Yeah.
This was designed for Oregon Pinot Noir by Riedel. And it has the regular burgundy shape, but then a little bit of an outturning lip on top, which happens to deposit the wine just a little bit farther back on your tongue. And I don't know that it's necessarily better than the burgundy glass for our Pinot, but it was a fun project to do.
Yeah.
I also have to admire your apron as well. That has your logo.
Oh,
and
yes.
Yes.
Domaine Serene right on
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
Shall I
Yes.
pour this?
Sure,
Okay.
let's make sure everybody gets some here. And so this has now become the New World Pinot Noir glass. Not specifically Oregon, but we know what it was truly
I
designed
love that
for.
story. I love that story.
Yes, let's make sure it's okay.
And talk about love. This. So this is the one that won Best in the World.
It did. It did.
Delicious.
So let's toast to this amazing, meal. But first of all, this is such a treat because this is the 2014, right?
Yes.
This is the Chardonnay that won Best in the World.
Yes.
So extra special treat
It
here.
is. Thank you for sharing it with
Oh.
us.
Well,
It's
I'm
spectacular.
glad I found a bottle.
And for letting us come into your wonderful home is also a big treat. But I have to try this.
Oh, you're welcome.
Oh, I can see why this is #1 in the world. This is unbelievably good.
I'm
Really
glad you like
delicious.
it.
It's extraordinary.
And this dish
That's
looks
extraordinary.
unbelievably good
That is
too.
amazing. Okay, now let's try this. And Grace, what we like to do is to take a little bite.
On
and then,
3,
then
right?
on 3, we're all going to sample it. 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Great. Extraordinary. Folks, I'd like you to go to our website, which is www.greatneighborhoodcooks.com, to learn more about Grace and, of course, our eminent chef, Ruth Manchester, who is just turning out to be an amazing co-host, and you are.
Thank you.
And to learn about this amazing dinner and the incredible Chardonnay. And we're going to have some backstory photos and so on. We also like you to go to our Facebook and our Instagram and like and share us there as well. Oh, and one other thing that my director wanted me to tell you about, we're going to be having, starting with this show, we're going to be having an extended segment that you can look at. It's really uncut. It's an unedited version of the entire thing. So you can see the show in its actual length, but then you can go and get the extended version on our website. Okay, we'll see you next time.
Next time. You did great.
There's an endearment in French. They call it, where we might say, call our husband honey.
Yeah.
In French, they say mon petit chou, which means my little cabbage.
I know.
Oh
Isn't
my
that
God,
sweet?
that is adorable.